Hello, fellow investor. I want to welcome you to this channel. In this video, we're going to look at the earnings expectations for Credo Technologies. Credo is scheduled to report first quarter earnings on Monday, June 2nd, after the market close. Credo is the only holding that I have reporting this week. Credo is also the last of my holdings to report for the first quarter. We'll cover several topics to see how Credo is trading going into the earnings and help set expectations moving forward. We'll review the current price chart and trend charts along with some key valuation metrics. I'll also share Credo portfolio holdings and performance. Let's get started. Credo is scheduled to report first quarter earnings on Monday, June 2nd, after the market close. In the previous quarter, Credo reported revenue of $135 million, beating revenue estimates by $14.64 million. Credo reported earnings of 25 cents per share, beating estimates by 7 cents. For this quarter, the revenue estimate is $159.59 million, with earnings per share of 27 cents per share. Over the last 90 days, 10 analysts raised estimates and no analysts lowered estimates. Credo meets or beats analysts 1 year forward estimates 50% of the time. Credo is showing positive relative strength going into the earnings. The options market is pricing an implied move of plus or minus 20.4%. Credo is a 1% position in my equity portfolio. I bought my first shares of Credo on February the 7th, 2025, and added shares through March. I currently hold 130 Credo shares at an average cost per share of $54.26. The total return is 17.5% on the holding. I have made 6 trades, 5 purchases, and 1 sell. For the 6 trades, 3 are winning trades and 3 losing trades. The gain-loss ratio is 6.79 to 1, with a win rate of 50%. The gain-loss ratio means for every dollar that I lost, I have made $6.79. On December 2nd of 2024, following a double beat, Credo closed up 47.89%. On January 27th, Credo dropped 30.91% on high volume, following the DeepSeek announcement creating fears in the AI trade. Then on March the 4th, following a beat on the top and bottom lines, Credo closed down 13.97%, also on high volume, and the day preceding and the day after. The price trended downward to August the 4th, closing at 33.30. That was also above average volume. And since that time, the price has traded back up as high as 66.38, and following a decrease today is trading at almost $61 per share. We do see that Credo has an RSI that has just come out of the overbought condition today. It had been in that condition for about 2 weeks, an overbought condition. We can also see that it has positive momentum, and looks like we had a crossover to the downside this morning with this morning's trading. Looking at the relative strength and momentum compared to the SPX, we can see the red line is the relative strength, and it is outperforming the SPX at the moment, and the momentum is just about that of the SPX. Credo has had strong accumulation since the beginning of March. We also see positive money flows, also from after about the first week of March, it's had positive money flows. When we compare the relative performance of Credo compared to the SPX, we can see that it has outperformed the SPX by 164%. It's outperformed the technology group or sector by 173%. It has outperformed the telecommunications equipment industry group by 134.5%, and the industry group is outperforming the SPX overall by 13.8%. On the weekly data trend chart, we can see Credo has outperformed its long-term moving averages since about July of 2023. Still trading above those moving averages at this time. In the midterm, we can also see that it's outperforming its midterm averages. And in the short term, it is also outperforming its short-term averages. Turning our attention to the valuation, growth, and profitability metrics for Credo from Seeking Alpha, we can see that Credo has a forward PE of 101.01 times compared to the sector at 21.78 times. Its expected EPS growth rate over the next year is 184.85% compared to the sector average of 10.34%. And the expected revenue growth over the next year is 55.3% for Credo compared to the sector at 7.08%. And their net margin is 1.56% compared to the sector average of 3.68%. Credo is a relatively new company, so there's not a lot of data in the past to look at in Fast Graphs. But Fast Graphs is showing that Credo is trading at a blended PE of 95.31. They have an EPS yield of 1.05, and they do not pay a dividend. Fast Graphs has their fair value ratio calculated at 15 times, but the market places a premium on them and normally trades them at a PE of 143.03. So they are quite above their fair value price. But when we look at their EPS growth rates, they're 600% for 2025. They're expected to be 79% in 2026, 43% in 2027, 15% in 2028. I hope you found this earnings preview helpful. If so, please subscribe to the channel for future videos and consider giving a like to help support the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you the best in your investment journey and remember to trade well.